The case for banning the elderly from holding public office. Good morning, everyone. Today I want to address a topic that, while controversial, is becoming increasingly relevant in our aging societies. The case for banning the elderly from holding public office. This idea may seem radical at first, but I ask you to consider it carefully. As our population's age and life expectancy increases, we are faced with a critical question. Should there be an age limit for holding public office? Could the elderly, with their experience and wisdom, still be the best individuals to lead in a rapidly changing world? Or do we risk electing leaders who are out of touch with the needs and realities of younger generations? Let's begin by acknowledging the aging of the global population. In many developed nations, the number of elderly people is growing at an unprecedented rate. In the United States, for example, the number of people aged 65 and older is projected to double by 2060. As life expectancy increases, more elderly individuals are remaining active in the workforce and in public life. But as they age, we must ask, do they still have the capacity to make decisions that are in the best interest of a younger, more dynamic society? The case for banning the elderly from holding public office is rooted in concerns about cognitive decline, relevance to modern issues, and the need for leadership that reflects the needs and values of the younger generation. Let's explore these arguments in more detail. Cognitive decline and decision-making capacity. One of the most compelling arguments for an age limit on public office is the potential for cognitive decline. While not all elderly individuals experience cognitive impairment, it is a well-documented fact that cognitive abilities such as memory, processing speed, and decision-making tend to decline with age. Conditions like dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and other age-related cognitive disorders can impair an individual's ability to think clearly, make sound decisions, and respond to crises effectively. Public office holders are responsible for making decisions that affect millions of people, and these decisions often require quick thinking, the ability to process complex information, and the foresight to anticipate long-term consequences. When cognitive abilities begin to decline, there is a real risk that leaders may make decisions that are not in the best interest of their constituents or fail to respond to critical issues in a timely and effective manner. Consider the example of aging leaders who have struggled with public speaking, memory lapses, or unclear policy positions. While these issues may not be universal, they raise valid concerns about the ability of elderly leaders to govern effectively. Relevance to modern issues. Another key argument for banning the elderly from holding public office is the question of relevance. The world is changing rapidly. Technology is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and the issues facing younger generations, climate change, economic inequality, technological disruption, and the rise of artificial intelligence are often difficult for older individuals to fully grasp or relate to. Younger generations are growing up in a world where digital technology, social media, and global interconnectedness are central to daily life. These issues require leaders who are in touch with the current realities and can make decisions that are forward-thinking and adaptable. While the elderly may have a wealth of experience, that experience is often rooted in a different time when the challenges of today were not even on the horizon. For example, many elderly politicians have struggled to keep up with the rapid pace of technological advancements. Issues like data privacy, cybersecurity, and the regulation of emerging technologies are crucial to the future of society, yet many older leaders are simply not equipped to address these issues in a meaningful way. A younger, more tech-savvy leadership may be better suited to understand and address the challenges of the 21st century. The need for leadership reflecting younger generations. A key principle of democratic governance is that elected officials should represent the interests of their constituents. In many countries, the majority of the population is under the age of 50, with a significant portion being under the age of 30. However, in many democratic nations, the leadership remains dominated by individuals who are well into their 70s, 80s, or even 90s. This creates a disconnect between the leadership and the people they are supposed to represent. The policies and priorities of elderly leaders may not align with the needs and aspirations of younger generations. Issues like student debt, housing affordability, job security, and climate change are critical to the future, but many older politicians have not had to face these challenges personally. As a result, these policies may not reflect the urgent needs of the younger population who will ultimately bear the consequences of decisions made today. By introducing age limits for public office, we could ensure that leadership is more representative of the population as a whole, particularly the younger generations who will be most affected by the decisions made today. The risk of entrenched power and lack of accountability. Another concern with allowing elderly individuals to hold public office for extended periods is the risk of entrenched power. In many cases, elderly leaders have been in office for decades, often holding significant political influence. While experience is valuable, long tenure in office can lead to a lack of accountability as leaders become less responsive to the needs of their constituents and more resistant to change. Moreover, the longer someone remains in power, the more difficult it becomes for new voices and perspectives to emerge. Younger politicians with fresh ideas and a better understanding of current issues may find it challenging to break through the established political structures dominated by elderly leaders. By imposing age limits, we can encourage a healthy turnover of leadership, allowing for new ideas, new energy, and a greater diversity of perspectives in government. Case for respecting experience and wisdom. It's important to note that the case for banning the elderly from holding public office is not an attack on older individuals or their contributions to society. Experience and wisdom are invaluable assets, and many elderly individuals have contributed greatly to the development of their countries. However, there comes a point where the demands of public office may exceed an individual's ability to perform at the highest level. Rather than completely banning elderly individuals from holding public office, a more balanced approach might involve imposing age limits for certain positions, such as the presidency or high-ranking political offices, while still allowing for participation in advisory roles, mentorship, or other capacities where their experience can be used effectively. In conclusion, the idea of banning the elderly from holding public office is a complex and controversial issue. While we must respect the contributions and wisdom of older individuals, we must also consider the potential risks of cognitive decline, the need for leaders who are in touch with modern issues, and the importance of ensuring that leadership reflects the needs of younger generations. As societies continue to age, we must ask ourselves whether the leadership of today is truly equipped to handle the challenges of tomorrow. Age limits for public office could be one way to ensure that we have the leadership necessary to address the rapidly changing world in which we live. Thank you.